On the way back, everybody, we have 10 miles left to go. Special coffee, everybody. We're not doing the Keurig machine. We're doing special coffee that I caught at the Mardi Gras. I've been waiting to try this because I got this type of coffee in New Orleans, and I could not wait till I got home for Caffeine Saturday so I can brew it my own. Everybody, pains and injuries, whether if they're minor or if they're serious, they take you out. Been dealing with this foot pain for now 14 weeks or something. Been a very long time of no running, very inconsistent patterns, a lack of motivation. It's just been a rough path, rough journey, but I know I have still a bright future ahead of me because I'm still young. I can still conquer a lot of my goals throughout my whole entire future. And I feel like I just have these moments right now, and it's only these moments. I can't have a future. When I'm older, I won't be able to run. That's what's in my eyes right now, and that's why I overall have a lot of mental stress and anxiety, especially coming off a 2:54 marathon. Like, I don't even have close amount of strength or fitness levels to where I could run a 2:54 marathon. But again, it's just the part of your running journey. Everybody's running journey takes them somewhere different. It's a different path. Some people have an injury-prone path. Some people have a very excellent path. Think of Kenenisa Bekele. When he was running, before he transitioned into the marathon distance, he was running very consistent in the 5K and 10-kilometer distance and so on. But as soon as he switched his career into the marathon distance, he was very inconsistent. He ended up with a lot of injuries, and overall you can say he was very just prone to injury, but he's very skeptical in his marathon career. You don't know when he's going to drop out of a race or when he's actually going to excel. As you remember, he has the second fastest marathon in the whole entire world right now. So it's a big eye-opener for me to say, I can come back from this injury, whether if it's this year or the next year or in the next 5 years. I know I will come back and I can restart my path, restart my running journey, because this running injury is not going to take me out of running. It's actually going to extend my running career, help me run longer. But as you saw this morning, this foot pain is becoming more and more serious. Been dealing with a lot of foot injuries, and this one is just very, very prone. But there's nothing I can really do about it. I just been, I don't even know what to say, everybody. Don't know what to say besides just brightening up my day with some PJ's caffeinated coffee on this Caffeine Saturday. Tough to imagine me being out the sport of running. good, everybody. It smells good. I will say, I have not used this coffee maker in a very, very long time. It's been since my birthday. I think it's been literally since my birthday, since I made a cup of coffee using a real coffee maker rather than like a Keurig machine. It's been a long time because I got that for my birthday. Whew, it's been a long time, everybody. Long time. But everybody, I just hope it is some good coffee. I really do. I'll be quite disappointed if it's disgusting. Never want gross coffee. Never do. I hope it works. Hope it works, everybody. I'm a little concerned about it. Definitely time to take out the trash. Everybody, that was some heavy trash. Guess I gotta go hit the gym a little bit harder. I'm feeling a little bit weak. Whew. The fridge to get something, and oh my god, my favorite food is in there. Can you guess what? Well, it's pizza, everybody. It is pizza, and it looks so good. But no pizza for right now. Just me and the coffee and some more nutrient-dense food than a slice of pizza for my pre-bike breakfast. But I'm gonna get this coffee taste test to see if it's good or not, and if we have to go back to the Keurig machine. Very, very strong coffee. That is the strongest coffee I probably had. It would be good with some sugar, but I gave up like strict sugar, like something like that. But it's still pretty good coffee because I'm a big fan of very dark and strong coffee. And this is what it is. Whew, it tastes really good. Really good. I guess they got a hold of the Bear Bites too. Just like me. Bear Bites, one of a kind, like I always say.
Sitting on my bed, packing my bags, hoping that someone calls me back, planning my next trip on a map, alone and traveling round the world. And I would wish that someone asked me to stay, because I'm getting tired of walking away. My only destination is hope, and I'm missing home. And I love the adventures that I have. I just like to have a place to come back, a warm house of friends to tell them my stories. Yes, I really like someone to call me back next time I pack my bags. Do you know?
Let's ride, everybody. Back, everybody, we have 10 miles left to go and we're done with this 100-mile ride. Whew, it's been a solid one. Gonna fuel up real quick and head back. 5 miles down. I put the ride right there, very solid, but I am pretty tired at the end. I guess my body wasn't absorbing the calories the way I wanted to a little bit. I did consume a lot of calories, but it just wasn't processing, and most of all, the water consumption was pretty poor. But overall, very solid ride. My first century outside and not on Zwift. So very proud and happy about that. Again, put it right there, and 18.5 miles right there. So I will see y'all later. Let's go eat, everybody. Pretty hungry after that ride, but not as hungry as I thought. Definitely that ride did suppress my appetite, but let's go eat. I know, but it's a burger at the end of the day. Those nachos that y'all said sounded good.
Yeah, you probably eat them all.
They were called the Korean pulled pork nachos. Yeah, that sounds.
But it had white cheese on it. It had tons of jalapeno peppers.
I love stuff with white cheese, though. I love my nachos.
Jalapeno peppers.
Oh, I just had to know.
No, they were good. They were not the pickle. They were the pickle ones. They weren't spicy.
Do they have sweet potato fries here?
I didn't.
Yeah, they do. I see them.
You've been here before.
I know.
Actually, eat here.
You've been here like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Long enough to like play the sandbox.
Yeah.
I did make it a slide down.
Here's your.
You did?
Yeah. It's only 15 miles. I wanted to make it a Covington, but they planned the road. You could only go like 3 miles that way before.
Really?
Yeah.
You made it a Vita though, huh?
No.
You didn't even make it to a Vita?
They literally closed it 3 miles down.
Really?
Yeah, they have it.
Where'd you bike at? Yeah, you were biking.
I was just biking back and forth.
Oh.
And I went into Fountain Blue one time.
Oh, you went into Fountain Blue for a little bit?
I don't know, it got really hot and I ran out of water and I was like, oh my god, this is horrendous.
You did good though?
Yeah.
I mean, 100 miles is 100 miles, yo. I'm pretty proud of you, actually. That's serious biking. What was the longest trip you ever took on?
Longest bike ride?
Yeah.
125 miles.
Alright.
But that's on my indoor trainer.
But today was the longest ever?
Outside for sure.
Alright. That was good. See, I told you.
Did good, I'm guessing. When you
That was 100 plus. I told you it's going to be 100 plus today. I knew it wasn't going to be. It was perfect. Did you have a lot of wind like we had?
There's a lot of wind. Definitely. There's a good headwind and a good tailwind.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
Good.
So could I order the nachos like right away? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, good. What you want? Yeah,
Absolutely. They are good. They're huge though.
they're big, but I'm sure you can eat all of them.
Ace would like a few.
I'll do a diet coke. And can I also get started with the Caribbean pulled pork nachos?
All for him. That's what we had, and we convinced him to get it. The whole menu, we were like, do you want this? Oh,
I want the grilled tuna, the barbecue chicken sandwich,
I know.
Right?
the Caribbean pulled pork sandwich.
Just buckled down and did it.
Well, they have extra salsa, so when you run out of stuff, it's good salsa.
His looks better than ours.
Everybody back home from my first 100-mile bike ride outside, back from that amazing dinner. I got a big plate of sweet potato fries, about 2 servings of it, seared tuna with vegetables and mashed potatoes, and I also got this big platter of barbecue pulled pork nachos with a whole bunch of queso. They weren't as good as the nachos that I had in New Orleans, which were called the damn good nachos, and the reason they're called that because they were phenomenal. But these nachos didn't live up to those standards, but were still very good. But I am back home, and before I head off to bed, I want to just talk about my injury. So there is bright side to my injury. I'm able to do what I did today. During my marathon training block, I cannot just go out and bike 100 miles unless unless I was like a triathlete. But if I wanted to run 70 miles a week, there's no way I would bike 100 miles in my training block in a day. So there is some bright sides to it. I get to experience other beauty. I get to transition my eyes in another way. I can see my future in a whole different path compared to where I'm running my training block. Yes, it is very tough to see, oh, you're not running, and overall I feel like I have lost a lot of motivation to go for a run, because sometimes when I have a small little running plan to see how my foot feels, I'm like, oh, it just hurts too bad, I don't go for the run. But it's probably the best that I'm not going for that run, because I'm taking off. My foot inflames and it flares up after that run, but it also can flare up just standing on it for a long time. And of course, when I get up in the morning and get out of bed, like I did this morning, or when I get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom or get some water. So it's just like a misconception that I officially scheduled a doctor's appointment, which is on March 25th. I don't know if y'all be watching this and this video will be posted on March 25th or past, but it's been a tough road, I will say, of this injury, because I just came off of my best marathon training block that I ever had. Or no, not even because I only had one marathon training block. This is my best training progress and training I ever had in my whole entire life. It was the best block, way better than my half marathon block, way better than summer training. It was something so different, so unique. I put a goal, and I set different standards into what I needed to achieve. So having that goal set of running a sub 3 hour marathon was such a big goal that it led me to an amazing training block, and on December 12th I ran that 2:54. But ever since then I raced, and what happened to me? I got not burnt out but injured. I'm not saying it's ever from the marathon. I'm really not. I don't think it is from racing the marathon. I just think I just had terrible foot flare-ups from plantar fasciitis. I think that's what it is. But I officially want to go to the doctor to hopefully maybe get an MRI, because I can't really walk on it. In New Orleans, when I put on 5 miles of my feet per day, around 20 and 30,000 steps for just literally 2 days, I could barely put a lot of pressure on my foot the next day, because it was just so inflamed, which tells me it's plantar fasciitis, but the tendon gets so inflamed. I want to get it worked on. I want to maybe get PT to it and possibly go in that surgery route later in my life, get it all fixed up. I'm not really sure what's the deal with it, but it is way more serious than I thought back in December after my race when I first developed it. So it's been very tough. I thought I was going to be able to get back into running after my marathon, running in the first week, slowly building back up, but I started to experience really bad crucial pain. So I went on the incline treadmill, just started building up miles up there, and then my foot couldn't take it anymore. It was so inflamed, it was triggered, and 13 weeks later, I finally scheduled a doctor's appointment, which is in still 2 weeks. I hope I can cancel the doctor's appointment and my foot feels better, but I don't see that happening at all. But there's always a bright light at the end of a path. There always is. I know that everything happens for a reason, and that this path will take me somewhere else. It's happening. It's there for a reason. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's all sunshine. There's a lot of stress that goes into my head. It's very mentally tough, and it goes a lot with depression, because right here, having that, looking at that, I'm like, wow, you came from that to where you are now? Like, what is going on? And maybe I should not push the envelope, but everything happens again for a reason. And I'm just gonna keep saying that, and y'all might get annoyed from it, but it's really true. It just goes back to God has a plan for you. You have to trust the process, and you have to trust your journey. Everybody goes through a different journey in their life. Nobody has the same exact life. I don't even have the same life as my twin brother, who we are a minute apart. Like, nobody has the same path. Nobody enjoys the same food. Nobody drinks the same. Just nobody has the same life. And you can't look down on someone just because they're not living up to the standards that you wanted them to live, or they're a runner and they're slower. Like, God put them on the earth to maybe not run, and they just found the sport. There's so much light at the end of a tunnel that I can see my future in the sport of running. I always have hopes, I always have dreams, and one of my dreams is to get the Olympic standard marathon, but by the time I can run that Olympic standard, it might be a 2:20. I mean, not, it's way past 2:20. Sub 2:10, because it just keeps going up and up. But that is definitely one of my goals in my life, and also to run 50 marathons each 50 state, complete an Ironman. I have a lot of goals and dreams in my head, and I'm not saying all of them are gonna happen. You just gotta set ambitious goals to accomplish them, and that's what I did with this marathon, and I ended up to where I am right now. And sometimes you need that ambitious goal, because maybe you need that ambitious goal to show you something, to teach you a lesson. I set that ambitious goal on August 2nd to run a marathon, and it taught me so much throughout that marathon training block. And if something ends bad, at least it taught you something, and that's what it taught me. My marathon has taught me a lot. After a marathon, getting injured taught me a lot. It's teaching me stress management, to be honest with you. So again, there's always light at the end of a tunnel, and you just can't look down upon yourself. Injuries happen, mistakes happen, and you're not always going to have a perfect life to live. There's always going to be downfalls, and you just have to know when to get back up, but not too soon. Because if you get back up too soon, you're possibly going to end up with another mistake, which isn't a bad thing. Again, you're still learning. Every day we learn something different. We probably learn so much more each day. It's crazy to know that, but it's a gift. We are given a gift to learn something and make mistakes. What if we did not make mistakes? Everybody would be perfect in this world. Everybody would be an amazing runner because they can stay consistent. But what fun would that be? Like, what fun would it be if I was perfect? Everybody on this channel was perfect. So I'm like, well, what if I was perfect? I think I would have more stress, because if there's no such thing as perfect, because I would always want more, and that's just the way it is. So I'm just gonna wrap it up as soon as I can to go to bed. But first, I always gotta get you the question, the comment of the day. Which the comment of the day, I gotta get my computer first. Oh boy. So I mean, before I get you the comment of the day, I want to thank every single one of y'all for supporting our channel. Whether if you support us on Patreon or just watching the video, it just means a lot, because I feel like we're finally growing a family on this YouTube channel, and it really does mean a lot to me and my brother. We're 16 years old and we're living a dream right now, and even if we're not able to continue this dream that we want, we're still progressing in life, and again, we're learning from it. Say we're not able to continue this, what we're doing. So what? We learned a lot through this. We are showing and teaching valuable lessons with also to ourselves. And it means a lot to know that I can give a lot of information, and y'all enjoy our channel, y'all watch it, y'all help support us. It's truly amazing how we did this. But the comment of the day goes to Tim James. He says, injuries have taught me to be careful not to overtrain. It's better to arrive at the start line undertrained and healthy than overtrained and injured. You definitely have what it takes to be an Ironman someday. If I had done 6 of them all in my 40s, I could tell from your Strava data, you would do great. It's not something you have to rush. So true. I want to congratulate you on your 6 Ironmans that you have complete. That is impressive. I don't care what time you get. If you're barely breaking the 17-hour mark in your Ironman, that is impressive that you're able to even finish an Ironman, because you're doing 140.6 miles combined of swimming, biking, and running, and that is impressive. That is an impressive standard. But I do see myself running an Ironman sometime in my life, and again, if I don't, I will learn a lot throughout the journey and a lot from the ambitious goal that I have set for myself. But just like I can learn a lot from myself, and throughout all my training and throughout my life in general, other people do too, just like Tim. I mean, Tim, we all learn something. It's okay that when you were training for a race and it taught you not to overtrain. That is a really good thing. Maybe you overtrain in your past, and I feel like sometimes you do need to overtrain, and that's just my personal opinion. I'm gonna say I've overtrained a little bit in my marathon training block, but there's a reason I ran my 2:54. I mean, I did get injured. I probably overtrained a little bit more than I wanted to, but sometimes you do need to overtrain. But I see what you're saying here. You gotta always be careful in your training a lot. You can't just go to the extent, because it's better to arrive at the starting line healthy than being overtrained, burnt out. Not even be able to arrive at the starting line, because that was almost at that point because I wanted to push the envelope a little bit more than I wanted to, but I still got to that starting line very fit, very fresh, very healthy, and I'm just glad I was able to race. I mean, if I just have been injured since November, I wasn't able to race, that would have been a whole different story. But I want to thank y'all for watching. Stay humble, work hard, be kind, and thanks for watching. Peace.